For the funeral. I didn't respond to the letter. But I did something that surprised even me. I arranged for a modest flower arrangement to be sent. No note, no name. Just flowers, because despite everything, there had been a time when this woman was my whole world. It was the closest thing to forgiveness I could manage. Update 3. Life has a strange way of bringing things full circle. I was promoted at work, moved to a better apartment, even started dating someone who makes me happier than I thought possible. I've built a life for myself, one step at a time, brick by brick. Last week, I ran into Chloe at a coffee shop. I almost didn't recognize her. Gone was the pretty, pampered girl with a smug smile. In her place was a tired young woman in waitress uniform, dark circles under her eyes. She saw me before I could leave. We stared at each other for a long moment, years of history hanging between us. I expected anger, accusations, the same entitlement she'd always shown. Instead, she looked away first. "I'm sorry," she said softly, the words so unexpected I wasn't sure I'd heard correctly. "What?" "I'm sorry," she repeated, meeting my eyes again. "For everything. For how my dad treated you. For how I treated you." I didn't understand then. I do now. I said nothing, unsure what response she wanted or deserved. "After Dad died," she continued, "everything fell apart. Mom couldn't keep up with the bills. I had to drop out, get a job. 3 jobs, actually." She gave a bitter laugh. "Turns out the real world isn't as easy as I thought it would be." "It rarely is," I agreed neutrally. "Mom talks about you sometimes," she said. "About how she failed you. How she wishes she could go back and change everything. She's not the same person she was." "Neither am I said simply. Chloe nodded, understanding in her eyes. "I have to get to work. But, it was good to see you." "Really?" As she turned to leave, I found myself calling after her. "Chloe." She looked back, a question in her eyes. "Tell her." I paused, the words sticking in my throat. "Tell her I got the letter. And the flowers. They weren't meant to be anonymous." A small smile, genuine and sad. "I will." I watched her go, feeling something shift inside me. Not forgiveness, not yet. But perhaps the beginning of a thaw in the ice I built around that part of my heart. Time doesn't heal all wounds. Some cuts go too deep, leave scars too profound to ever fully fade. But maybe, just maybe, time can give us perspective. Can help us see that the people who hurt us are also broken in their own ways. That understanding doesn't require forgetting, and compassion doesn't erase boundaries. I don't know if I'll ever have a relationship with my mother again. Some bridges, once burned, can't be rebuilt. But I no longer need to carry the weight of her choices. I've built my own life, my own family of friends and loved ones who choose me every day, who would never throw me away when I become inconvenient. And that, more than any revenge or vindication, is the greatest victory of all. Final update. I got married last month. Small ceremony, just close friends and my now spouse's family, who have welcomed me as one of their own. There was a moment, standing at the altar, when I found myself scanning the guests, some small part of me still searching for my mother's face. Old habits die hard, I guess. She wasn't there, of course. I didn't invite her. But for the first time, her absence felt more like acceptance than pain. A recognition that the past is the past, and that I've built something beautiful despite, or perhaps because of, everything that happened. 2 days ago, a package arrived. Inside was a handmade quilt, meticulously crafted.